red meat is vastly superior to chicken and fish as a source of dietary protein and as a source of dietary nutrition. Welcome to the B.rad podcast, where we explore ways to pursue peak performance with passion throughout life without taking ourselves too seriously. I'm Brad Kearns, New York Times bestselling author, former #3 world-ranked professional triathlete, and Guinness World Record Masters athlete. I connect with experts in diet, fitness, and personal growth, and deliver short breather shows where you get simple, actionable tips to improve your life right away. Let's explore beyond the hype, hacks, shortcuts, and sciencey talk to laugh, have fun, and appreciate the journey. It's time to be rad. Hey, guess what? Brad got spammed recently by Khloe Kardashian and Ryan Reynolds, and I do not like getting spammed with email that I did not solicit, nor from phone calls. I will change my phone number on the run forevermore before I get spam calls interrupting my day. And hey, my email inbox is a little more difficult to protect, but I got a very amusing newsletter blast with the headline, Keeping Fit with the Kardashians, Best Celebrity Workouts to Follow in 2023. So instead of getting frustrated and moving it over to the trash, I thought it would be fun to create a breather show breaking down some of the mainstream diet and fitness advice that seems sensible. It seems like it's supported by a lot of cultural messaging and mainstream belief systems, but can actually be highly counterproductive. Now, out of the gate, when you're talking about a celebrity with trainers and maybe even a chef and people coaching them and supporting them, they are going to rise far above someone who doesn't have the resources, the time, the energy, or places that importance on their physique where they're going to have to go to a lot of trouble to get things right. So by and large, what you see in the celebrity culture are people who are living by all accounts, a pretty active, healthy, energetic lifestyle. But behind the scenes, when we go and pull back the curtain of Oz, what we see is a great deal of ridiculousness, nonsense, perhaps overly stressful and mentally unhealthy approach to diet, exercise, healthy living, and creating an attractive physique. And boy, I wish I could reach out and help. So Ryan and Khloe, if you're listening, and any other celebrity who's getting crappy advice from a trainer or trending into the recommended dietary practices that are now being strongly second guessed by leading researchers, scientists, health experts who have spent their lives that make this their life's work to pick apart some of these flawed notions. Hey, let's get things moving to the next level. So thanks for listening, watching. I'm going to quote from the email that I received that breaks down Khloe's daily dietary habits as well as her weekly exercise patterns. And some of this stuff is going to blow your mind. So lots of color commentary coming. But here's what Khloe's daily diet plan looks like. It's low in carbs and high in protein, and a typical day looks something like this. Pre-workout, almond butter and jam. So the almond butter, of course, is in the list of potentially high sensitivity foods due to being high in plant toxins. If it works for you, that's great. The jam, can't say much about that except for that's a nice dose of sugar. So overall, her diet plan is low in carbs and high in protein. And also, I'm wondering why anyone would need a pre-workout snack like almond butter and jam. So we have this notion that we need to fuel the body before a workout. We have a lot of powdered supplements that are called pre-workout, energy boost to go have a kick-ass workout. And generally speaking, the human should be able to perform without needing a dose of calories right before the workout. Even if you're fasted overnight, it's a sign of metabolic health, metabolic flexibility that you can go and burn some energy without needing the almond butter and jam beforehand. So I'm wondering if someone was strategizing that so that she would have a better workout, but not necessary. And of course, when you introduce foods into the digestive tract and then go and perform a workout, you're asking for potential difficulty because those do not go hand in hand. So even with my recent effort to consume more calories and drift away from fasting into striving for maximum cellular energy status at all times, I do not require calories before my morning exercise routine or even before a sprint workout or a bicycle workout or something at the gym that lasts for longer. I will go and immediately refuel afterwards, which is a great opportunity to restock energy and help return to homeostasis quickly with getting good nutrition in. But it's certainly unnecessary before. Oh, I should add that I actually will chew on maybe a piece of dried fruit before my morning exercise routine, just inspired by Jay Feldman's message that we want to turn down that stress hormone, that cortisol response in the morning, and direct it toward the physical activity rather than needing to produce glucose because we're not eating anything. So if something's super light and easy to digest and you enjoy it, it doesn't disturb your workout. So maybe Khloe's having 1 tablespoon of almond butter and jam and getting a psychological boost if nothing else. Then it says breakfast, eggs, oats with flaxseed powder and berries. So flaxseed powder still has a prominence in the health food scene. It's highly regarded because it has very high levels of omega-3 fatty acids. However, flax and soy and corn are the 3 categories of foods that are extremely high in phytoestrogens. These are natural plant estrogenic compounds. So you're getting a massive dose of estrogenic compounds from those 3 particular foods. They have over 200 times more than any other food. So for that reason alone, I would second guess the need to consume flax seeds or flaxseed oil, even though it's giving you an omega-3 boost. And even now, amazingly so, if you listen to I think the 4th podcast with Jay Feldman, he was second guessing the need to go looking for omega-3 fatty acids in the diet because they are highly unstable and can cause problems in the body. So that's a fresh take on what have been widely regarded as dietary centerpieces and powerhouses. But I think it's indisputable to say that your best source of omega-3s is going to be from the whole food source. So getting your sardines, your wild-caught salmon, rather than in a supplement such as a flaxseed powder, because these agents are very sensitive to heat, light, and oxygen. They're very unstable in comparison to, for example, saturated fat. So when you're consuming omega-3s, there's a great potential for them to become oxidized, particularly in the production process. So just the matter of getting a fish oil into a soft gel capsule can destabilize those omega-3 fatty acids and make them adverse health consequences rather than the intended health benefits. Same for flaxseed powder. We know about oats having also being high in the category of anti-nutrients. So I'm assuming it's oatmeal, not raw oats, which would be a terrible idea because without cooking the oats, you're going to get for sure an offensive dose of the natural plant toxins that are found in oats. But by cooking anything, including the foods that are high in plant toxins, like the leafy greens, the kale, the oats, the grain foods, you're going to neutralize some of those toxins. Same with soaking, sprouting, fermenting. So some things that we can't even consume until they're soaked, sprouted, fermented, or cooked. And oats should be maybe on that category, although some people do like to put raw oats in their smoothies. So I would be thumbs down on that. But cooked oats, if you're consuming oatmeal and it works for you, we're not going to be too worried about that breakfast. And then it says post-breakfast snacks, nuts and fruit. So we're talking about a day that is pretty much centered around this perfect little dietary pattern where you have a pre-workout snack, a breakfast, a post-breakfast snack, a lunch, a post-lunch snack, and a dinner. If that works for the individual, that's fine. We know from a lot of research and strong recommendations that the body doesn't need to snack and it can potentially interfere with metabolic health. As Dr. Kate Shanahan says, as soon as you snack on anything, even a high-fat keto-approved snack, you are going to prompt an insulin response and you're going to kick out of fat burning or ketone burning. Now, if you're just trying to optimize cellular energy status and you're burning a lot of energy on an active, energetic day, I am going to, restate my long position where I was completely blanket against snacking and say in certain circumstances, and maybe the celebrity life where she's rushing around town to the next photo shoot or the next interview and enjoying a snack of nuts and fruit. Certainly can't complain too much. Lunch, chicken or fish with salad and vegetables, things like spinach, beets, and broccoli. So we have just described inferior sources of animal protein, chicken and fish. So we got to turn that conversation and those notions on their ear and realize that red meat is vastly superior to chicken and fish as a source of dietary protein and as a source of dietary nutrition. So please go to bradkearns.com, download the Carnivore Scores Food Rankings chart for free, print it out, put it on your refrigerator, and let's put to bed once and for all that someone consuming chicken and fish, even a celebrity, is in a superior category to someone who emphasizes red meat. And of course, I'm talking about sustainably raised, ideally grass-fed red meat. This has a vastly superior nutritional profile to almost all chicken and fish. Now, if the chicken is indeed pasture raised and is not from the feedlot, from the mainstream chicken processing, it's going to rise up to be an approved food rather than a highly objectionable food. But conventional chicken, as you would find in almost every restaurant, maybe Khloe's going to one of those elite restaurants where they're sourcing a pasture-raised chicken, but conventional chicken has an inferior fatty acid profile due to the adverse diet that was fed that animal and also living in the confined space in the chicken coop. So as Mark Sisson calls chicken dinosaur food, it's way down below on the rankings from a good choice in the red meat category that has superior micronutrient profile across the board, superior fatty acid profile because ruminant animals that produce red meat, we're talking about cow, we're talking about lamb, we're talking about buffalo, bison, deer, venison, elk, things like that. They are better able to process even an adverse diet as they are fed in the feedlot at the end of life. But remember, the typical cattle is spending 80% of their life grass-fed out on the open range, enjoying a nice, healthy, species-appropriate lifestyle, whereby a chicken is usually raised in captivity, fed this corn and soy for their entire lifespan, and delivering a vastly inferior end product because chicken, as well as a pig, are monogastric animals like a human, so they can't process the feed as efficiently as a cow can, a cow being a ruminant animal with the multi-chambered stomach, where it might be consuming corn and soy feed that's not a great thing to feed any animal, but they will deliver an end product that's high in saturated fat due to the processing of the food before the end product comes about. So fish, we have plenty of commentary where there's a lot of concerns about the polluted waters around the world, especially fish sourced from faraway lands like Asia, where they have poor regulation on the chemicals used on the farm fish, and they have concerns about polluted waters. But even with the most popular choices here in domestic, you're talking about farm salmon. The species of farmed Atlantic salmon is widely regarded as being overfarmed, a lot of times filthy, cramped conditions. Their feed is inferior. They're fed pellets that are dyed orange so that they'll look like a wild salmon. And that's just an example of salmon. We don't know what fish is listed here, but generally, when you see chicken and fish with the salad, and you've heard about the second guessing of salads with the rise of the animal-based movement, I highly respect the rationale here that the salad, which was once seemingly the centerpiece of healthy diet, is not anywhere near the nutrient density or the nutrient offering from the best sourced animal foods, the true superstars of the planet. Things like oysters, salmon eggs, organ meats, especially liver, grass-fed red meat, oily cold water fish, pasture-raised eggs. These are the true nutrient-dense superstars of the planet. And the salad, of course, is going to have nutritional benefits, but they pale in comparison to going for the true nutrient superstars. And we have that concerns about natural plant toxins and sensitivity to those adverse reactions, especially when you consume things in raw form. So those slices of bell peppers or onions or tomatoes consumed in raw form can give you a nice load of plant toxins that can prompt autoimmune or inflammatory conditions or interfere with nutrient absorption from the good nutrition that you do consume. So even though it sounds great, especially coming from a celebrity, that they have chicken or fish with salad and vegetables, how can you criticize that? I just finished criticizing it. So open our minds further. Okay, post-lunch snack. Fruits or vegetables, or a handful of almonds or berries. Okay, whatever works. And then dinner, fish again with salad and vegetables again. And of course, we have our concerns in the vegetable family of roots, seeds, stems, and leaves. These are the highest plant toxin vegetables. So if you're having some broccoli there with your fish, and boy, where's the origin of that fish? Is it from the farms? Is it from toxic polluted waters? Do they have concerns about heavy metal toxicity in the most prominent fish at the top of the food chain? We don't know, but a grass-fed steak or even a simple grass-fed burger at a lower budget offering would be a big improvement. Here we go with the exercise. Khloe trains 5 days a week and uses the weekend to recover from her workouts. Thank God. So that's like the best part of her training regimen is that she uses the weekend to recover from her workouts, because get a load of this overly stressful exercise program. Her routines are full body and follow a HIIT style, high intensity interval training, to maximize weight loss while building strength. And what I'm about to report here quickly is an incredibly grueling workout regimen every single day with a lot of the same stuff going on day after day, which would characterize it as a high heart rate workout lasting for a long duration. So it's going to get someone in pretty decent condition if they can adhere to this. And I also second guess the entire premise of a celebrity reporting their workout routine is probably going to report their very best, ideal, and possibly embellished workout routine. So hopefully she's not working this hard every single day. Otherwise, by understanding, she would collapse on the weekend and have to recover. So I would rather see much lower degree of difficulty at half of these workouts. And then on occasion, you can punch it up and do a proper high intensity interval training session, or I would prefer to recommend a high intensity repeat training session, where if you're doing something like jumping jacks, lateral front raise jumps, shadow boxing, things like that, that you can do them with great intensity and much more recovery than is detailed here in the protocol. So here's Monday. 1 minute of jumping rope, 30 seconds of plank, 30 seconds of rest, repeat 5 times. So if we're going 1.5 minutes of something that's pretty difficult, jumping rope and then holding a plank position with only 30 seconds rest and going through that 5 times, that is going to be a workout that is a high probability of being exhausting and depleting. It might even warrant the need to snack all day and plug into not only 3 regular meals as reported, but also 3 other snack sessions before the workout, mid-morning and mid-afternoon. Tuesday, 30-second step-ups and 30-second shadow boxing, repeat 4 times through. So again, kind of probably elevating the heart rate out of the aerobic zone because of the difficulty of doing something like shadow boxing or doing step-ups, and intended to elevate the heart rate high, repeating 4 times. Wednesday, Pilates or cardio. Hopefully that's a really easy, comfortable session of cardio, but of course we know that Pilates is inherently pretty challenging, so I wouldn't call it like a rest workout. Thursday, similar, 30-second high knee jumps, 30-second lateral front raise jumps, 30 seconds rest. So we're talking about a minute of working hard, resting for 30 seconds, repeating 4 times, very, very similar to Monday and Tuesday's workouts. And Friday, very similar again, inchworm push-ups times 10, 30-second jumping jacks, 30 seconds rest, repeat 4 times. So because the celebrity is attempting this workout protocol 4 days a week, I'm going to contend that each one of those workouts should be described as mediocre. not that impressive, not that challenging. Because it lasts for too long, you're asking for a minute and a half of work with only 30 seconds and rest. I would probably flip that on its ear. For example, doing 20 to 30 seconds of hard work, maybe limiting it at 20, and then taking a minute and a half or 2 minutes rest, and only doing that a few days a week. So when you kind of increase the severity of your highs and lows in your workout pattern, the stress rest cycle becomes optimized where you can truly show up on Thursday at your meeting with your personal trainer and get a really challenging workout where you push into the higher degree of difficulty zone, and then come back the next day in the gym and do some flexibility, mobility, low intensity cardio, things that are nourishing and regenerative to the body, rather than slamming 4 days a week in a proper hit session. So this conveying this idea to the masses, I think, can be extremely destructive because it takes a long time to be able to get to the level of competency just to be able to survive a week. So congratulations for Khloe not being a couch potato, but this needs to be completely reconsidered if we're wanting to look for long-term health, sustainability, longevity. And then as I look through the entire dietary protocol that I reported, what do I not see? There's not much on the higher ranking tiers of the Carnivore Scores food rankings chart. There's a blank score at level 1, the superfoods, level 2, level 3, and then we're sprinkling in a few good things here and there. At least some eggs are getting consumed, at least some fruits are getting consumed. But overall, what would be widely regarded as an optimal diet has a lot of area to improve. And Khloe, you're free to contact me directly. I don't mean to offend you in any way. I'm just trying to help. Thank you for sharing with everyone so that we can learn from you. And especially congratulations on your commitment to healthy eating and fitness. And those of you in your corner, I urge you to educate yourself further and listen to some of the leading experts on topics like the animal-based dietary movement, on topics like high-intensity repeat training. Thank you for my show with Dr. Craig Marker, and toning down the fatigue factor in your overall workout schedule. Ryan, I'm sorry we don't have time for you, but I love your movies. And thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the B.rad podcast. We appreciate all feedback and suggestions. Email podcast@bradventures.com and visit bradkearns.com to download 5 free ebooks and learn some great long cuts to a longer life, how to optimize testosterone naturally, become a dark chocolate connoisseur, and transition to a barefoot and minimalist shoe lifestyle.